Welcome to Truckee Talks. One of the great things about living in our community is the variety of arts and music that are available to us. And one of the great things about being a member of the Truckee Talks crew is that we get to bring some of that to you. Today on our show we have the Truckee Tahoe Sierra Mountaineer Chorus, and without any further introduction, Jim, take us away with a song.
The old songs, the good old songs for me. I love to hear those minor chords and good close harmony. Down our way, both night and day, you know everybody and they all know you. And even policemen say, how do you do? Pals by the score and gals galore, and that old gang of mine, they sang Sweet Adeline. Down our way, down our way. Oh, shine on me in the morning, shine on me. Will the light in the lighthouse shine on me, oh Lordy, shine on me in the evening, shine on me. I wonder if the lighthouse will shine on me. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose, my rose. The bloom from my wild Irish rose, wild Irish rose.
Jim, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, tell me a little bit, are you the leader of this group here?
Well, I'm sort of the leader, I guess, the musical director of the chorus, and we get together and have a good time.
Okay, we've got lots to find out about all of you. I want to find out how you got to know each other and a little bit about the kind of music that you do. What I'd like to do first, though, is just have the gang introduce themselves, and we'll go around and have everybody just tell us who they are.
I'm Charles Whitaker.
Tori Larson. Paul Swenson.
Tom Blair.
Don Schaller.
Jim Moss.
Mike Hawley. Larry Colborn.
Steve Milligan.
Bob Gunter. Leon Gauguin.
Larry Skinner.
Thanks, Larry. Almost left you off there. Well, Jim, tell us a little bit about the group. First of all, how did you get started here?
Well, we've been bugged by a friend of ours in the Bay Area to start a barbershop chapter in Truckee for 4 or 5 years, Don Schaller and I. And finally, we got together and decided, well, maybe it's time that this community have a little good barbershop singing. So about a year ago, we just put an ad in the paper, and away we go. And several guys showed up, and we've been having fun ever since.
Now, here it is 1997, and how do you find all of these men talented enough to sing barbershop?
Well, barbershop is not a dying art. You know, it started probably 100 years ago or so at the turn of the century, and everybody sort of loves that good old-fashioned harmony, those good old-fashioned songs. Believe it or not, even because we had a board meeting over at Round Table Pizza here a month ago or so, sang a song, and some high school students from Colusa wanted us to sing some more. They were having a good time listening to it.
Oh, that's great. Well, now, do you perform regularly? Can people see you in places other than the local pizza parlors?
Oh yes, we are quite busy. As a matter of fact, we were performing for the Methodist Church last Saturday night, and the Richardson House a month ago for a historical society. As a matter of fact, they've asked us to come and do another one Memorial Day weekend, and I haven't even told the guys about that one yet. So we'll see if we have enough guys around that weekend to be able to do the ice cream social there.
Okay. Now, tell me and tell our audience a little bit about barbershop music and the kind of chords you sing. What kind of music are we talking about when we talk about barbershop music?
Barbershop music is unique to America. It got its start literally in a barbershop, where a lead singer would sing a melody line and 3 people would then harmonize to it. So a typical barbershop arrangement has 4 distinct notes, unlike a choral arrangement in a choir or something where there's actually 3 notes where 2 people duplicate. So we sing barbershop chords, barbershop sevenths, and the lead singer sings the melody, and the harmony is above it in the tenor, and below it in the bass and the bari. And when you get the 3 parts harmonizing, you can actually create overtones, and it's this expanded sound that a lot of people hear but don't really understand, but that's what they like. It's an expanded sound, like more than 4 voices are singing.
It's very full, and yet
Very
there's no
full,
instruments
yes.
involved.
Correct.
How many people are ideal for a group? We've got a group of 12 here.
Okay.
That's certainly more
Well,
than 4.
The standard joke is, how many in your quartet? And we've got 12 in our quartet right now. But a standard barbershop quartet is obviously 4. But the society nationwide also have choruses, and some choruses have as many as 150 to 175 men on stage at the same time singing barbershop songs. So while there are 12 of us now, we could always use some more.
A little recruit there for you. Now, you hit on a key word there, and I'm just going to bring that up since I'm here. Men. Are there any women that are involved with barbershop singing, or is it strictly and traditionally a male-oriented music?
Well, the men got started in 1938 in Oklahoma. And once they got underway, the wives said, enough's enough. We'd like to have some fun, too. So in the 1950s, the Sweet Adelines Association formed, and that's the lady barbershop singers. There's also another group called Harmony Incorporated. They're not around in the western part of the United States, but you find them on the East Coast. And they also sing barbershop harmony. So yes, there's a place for both the guys and the gals.
Okay, well, I'm not volunteering. I only sing in the shower.
Why not?
Don, let me pull you into the conversation
Sure.
now. Tell me a little bit about how this group got together. Jim mentioned that you put an ad in the paper.
Well, it started before that because Jim and I had been talking for about a year before this really started. And we decided that we would meet at Wild Cherries one day for lunch. And we said, we kind of looked at each other and said, you know, Jim, today's the day. Let's do it. And so then we kind of plotted out what we would do and how we would get people to sing. And so it's kind of interesting when it first starts because people may not have sung for a long, long time, maybe never. And their people are always reticent to come out and open their mouths and let something come out because they don't know what's going to happen. But our experience has been, particularly with this group, that the people are really doing a great job, and the voices are really developing, and our sound is really improving. And I'd really like to encourage anybody who would like to do this to come on out. And we teach them how to sing and the songs, and it winds up being a great change-up for work.
So you do take rookies, and
Oh,
previous
yes.
experience not
Oh, yeah,
required.
yeah.
Okay, we just have a couple minutes before we go into our break, but I just wanted to get an idea of your experience. You said that you train people. Do you have a background in music, or?
I have very little background in music, but piano lessons as a kid and so forth. Love to sing. I have been active in the society for 22 years, and I actually have been a judge for 10 years, judging barbershop contests throughout the United States. So I've picked up a lot of knowledge that way.
And now the tables turn on you as you get to perform.
Now we get to perform, and one day we'll be judged by some of my peers in the pit. Yeah,
That's right, and hope you serve them well.
That's
and
right.
Okay, well, we are going to stop for another break. Jim, if you would lead us with one more song.
Okay, how about In the Good Old Summertime?
I'd love it. Thank you.
In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime, strolling through the shady lane with your baby mine, you'll hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign, a sign that she's your tootsie wursy in the good old summertime, in the good old summertime.
Welcome back to the show. Today we're featuring the Truckee Tahoe Sierra Mountaineer Chorus, and it's been a blast. Jim, Don, welcome back. It's nice to have all of you here, gentlemen. I can imagine that I would just fall over swooning if somebody put all of you guys below my bedroom window to try in an event to try to woo me over. So if anybody's listening to
Where
this.
do you live, Miles?
Nowhere I'd like to tell on the show. But thanks for asking. Okay, you've been talking a little bit about a society. Now, is there an international or is it an American society for barbershop singing, or?
It's the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Singing in America.
Is there an
Incorporated.
acronym for that?
SPEPSQA.
Oh, of
They
course.
don't, the SPEBSQSA, they don't like you to say SPEPSQA, but nonetheless we do that. It started in the United States, but it has spread to Canada. There are now chapters in England, Finland, Norway, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, and there's even a barbershop quartet that appeared on our international stage from Russia.
I love
So
it.
it's going all over the United States.
Now, do
and
you
world.
anticipate traveling with your group here and being able to sing in other places?
We hope to, like Tahoe City and Kings Beach.
Milpitas?
Far away exotic places, yes.
Our district has contests periodically, and they're held in places like Chico or Sacramento, sometimes in Reno. And hopefully, within a year, the guys will be feel comfortable enough to go and participate in a contest. And it's not just the contest itself; it's the camaraderie of
Yes.
being around other barbershoppers. We sing a number of songs. You heard the first medley with "Down Our Way" and "Shine on Me" and "The Wild Irish Rose," and all the barbershoppers in the United States know those songs. So we can go to these contests, grab 3 other guys, and sing that song in a quartet, not even knowing them, and having some good time singing with other
Good way to meet
barbershoppers.
other people.
Yes.
Good way to meet other people. Guys, what do you think? Are you ready for this? Yeah? Yeah, I can see some nods here. Okay, you're on your way. All right, well, let's go into another song if we can, Jim.
Okay, we're going to do "Home on the Range."
Great.
Oh, give me a home the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, give me a land where the white diamonds stand, flows leisurely down the stream, where the graceful white swan goes gliding along like a maid in a heavenly dream. Then I would not exchange my home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Not cloudy all day.
Jim, thanks again. This has been really fun for me. I'm enjoying this probably even as much or as more as the viewers are. A few questions for you. Don, you had mentioned that you bring in new people. Where can they find you?
Well, we meet at the Truckee High School music room, and that's on 7 o'clock, and on Thursday nights, except for tonight.
Where you're meeting right here.
We're
at the high
meeting
school.
right here, yes.
Okay. And new members are welcome. Is there a telephone number where folks can reach you?
Yes, they are. Jim, you have that number, don't you?
Sure. 587-3411.
587-3411. Let's get those closet singers out of the closet and over here with the choral group.
We'd really like to encourage people to come down because it winds up being just loads of fun.
A whole lot of fun. Well, and it's fun for us, too, to be able to watch you. Now, before we started taping the show, we talked about some competitions that were coming up, and you said something about September. Tell me about that.
Well, September will be our first annual show, our charter show, and it'll be here at the high school auditorium. And we have the San Jose chapter coming up to help us put on the show, and they are our sponsoring chapter. We were chartered last September, and part of the chartering process in the society is to have a sponsoring chapter. And they'll be up to help us put on the show, and it should be a 2-hour fun-filled barbershop evening with the Sierra Mountaineers and the San Jose Garden City Chorus.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Now, that's happening up here.
This will be right here in Truckee, September 27th.
And where will that be?
In the high school auditorium.
High school auditorium. All right, that sounds great. Don, I'd like to get some more input from you about the group and your participation in this. I know we were talking off camera about the for somebody to come up who doesn't know if they can sing or don't know if they have the ability for this. How did you get involved in this personally?
Well, I was at a high school play about 4 years ago, and I was talking to one of the wives of Nelson Van Gundy, Kathy Van Gundy. I was talking
One of
with.
the many wives. Of
Yeah, right. We'll hear about that. And I had been in barbershopping for about 16 years, and how it came up I don't remember, but when that happened, why Nelson's wife said, Nelson? Come on, we have somebody who sings barbershopping. Well, it turned out that there were 3 other people here in town who were singing barbershop. And so we said, well, let's get together. And I hadn't sung for about 6 years, and I was feeling pretty tentative. And I can remember the first time that we got together, I was saying, boy, I don't know if this thing is going to work. And so we sang, and it was fun. And then we've been singing for 4 years as a quartet since then. So that's how I got started this time, but I started about 25 years ago initially.
Great, great. Jim, how do you select the repertoire? Tell us about the songs that you find. Are they older songs? I know the ones that you've been singing here tonight are.
Most of them are older. You'll find them written primarily in the 1890s through about the early 1920s. They lend themselves best to barbershop harmony. My Wild Irish Rose is a good example. Home on the Range is not really a barbershop song. It's just written in the barbershop style. There are modern barbershop songs because we have arrangers in our society who are writing new music. And to kind of get the youth involved, some of the more modern stuff is being put to barbershop if indeed it lends to it in arrangement style.
How fun. So now, do we have any writers or arrangers in the group here?
Okay, no, I don't think we do.
I hear some snickering over there.
No, I don't think we do.
Okay, all right.
But
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I would like to say that our goal is to support the community. We're interested in singing, and one of our charter goals is that we will give music and support to the high school, and we have the ability to send the young people to music schools for a week this summer, and also the teachers. And what we do with the proceeds from our shows and so forth, we're turning back into the community. And we had an interesting experience. We were in the middle of our rehearsal, and I saw this young man looking through the window, and he was hearing sounds that he'd never heard before. And so I said, come on in here and sit down. And so he did. He came in, and he felt a little awkward, but the sound is something that draws people because you don't hear it very often.
No, it's very rich and very pretty.
Yeah, and so that's what our goal is, and that's what we as a charter would like to support, is our young people.
Do you work with the students at all? Are there any of the high school students that are involved with your group in singing, or?
Not as yet, but we'd like to encourage them, and we're trying to work through some of the music teachers to find young people who are interested in doing this, and we'd like to teach them a song so that they could take the songs and sing it themselves and perhaps grow from that.
Well, I would think that would be a good development tool for especially young people trying to develop their voice, because you're not hiding behind instruments here with this kind
That's
of
true.
music. You're really
That's true.
right out there with it.
But one interesting thing about the society, at least our district, is encouraging high school quartets. And I can guarantee if we've got some high school students out there, and I see them in the hallway since I work at the high school here, that's the best way to get girls, is to form a quartet. The girls will just follow you around. Right? Good old barbershop music. The high school kids love it, believe it or not.
Yeah, and you don't even have to sing under the bedroom windows.
That's
at night.
right. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, if you would, I know you have another song to sing for us. Can I
Okay,
ask
probably
you to
one
sing
of the best known, Coney Island Baby.
that? Great.
Oh, goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my own true love. True love, my honey. I'm gonna go away and leave you. Never to see you any. Never gonna see you any. I'm gonna sail upon that ferry boat. Never to return again. Return again. So goodbye. Farewell. So long forever. Bum, bum. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. We all fall for some girl that dresses neat. Some girl that's got big feet. We meet her on the street. Then we'll join the army of merry boots to the altar, just like leading lambs to slaughter. When it's over, oh boy, we get it good. Bastard days we then recall. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief. We all are bound for goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my own true love. True love, my honey. I'm gonna go away and leave you, never to see you any ain't never gonna see you any. I'm gonna sail upon that ferry boat, never to return again. So goodbye, farewell, so long forever. Bum, bum, goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. My Coney Island.
Oh, bravo, Jim, thank you. Please come back and join me. I just have a couple of more questions for you before we sign off. And one of them is just one of those really hard technical questions, but how on earth do you do that without covering up your ears so that you don't hear the person next to you?
Oh, part of it is ears. We do need the ears so we can hear. When we tune in terms of barbershop singing, we are not singing in the same scale that you play on a piano. We are singing frequently between the cracks of the notes in the piano, and that's called the barbershop theory harmony. And when you're singing barbershop chords correctly and they're tuned properly, that's what creates the overtones and the expanded sound. So we do need to hear, and that's why I've positioned all the guys in their various sections, leads, baritones, basses, and the tenors here on this end, so that they can hear the various parts through the chord. If we stretched out 12 across, of course in the studio here we can't, one end can't hear the other, and that would create problems.
So the clustering is important,
It's
and
important.
there's placement that's important as well. Technical stuff here.
Oh yes, it is, but the average person doesn't need to know that. All they need to do is
Enjoy.
bring themselves and enjoy,
And
yes.
listen and enjoy.
All they need to do is come to the show on September 27th.
Yeah, well, let's give it one more plug.
Well, you know, Maya, I got started 22 years ago because I heard something, and I didn't know what I heard at the time. But I heard something when I sang in just a tag in a bar after a meeting in Carson City. And I said, something's unique about this. And of course, since then, I've learned what that unique was. But the average person doesn't have to know the technical stuff. They just have to know that they enjoy what they're doing.
So when people come in and they're rookies, they're novices, they don't know what they're doing, do you listen to their voice and put them in a slot and an appropriate...
If their voice is of a certain timbre, we generally start them in the lead section, singing the melody line, because that's the easiest part. But obviously, we have a couple of brand new members here, been members about a month, and they came in, and I knew they were basses. We put them right in the bass section. And
Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Yes, sing bass. Okay, but basically, we try to start them where it's comfortable, and then they say, "I like to try the baritone," or "I like to try the tenor," and then we'll move them around. So. We can help them out.
So, and you're using the voices really as people would use instruments in a band.
Exactly.
Okay. It has been a lovely treat having all of you here. Jim Moss, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don Schaller, thank you.
Okay, Maya.
And all of you guys, thank you so much for coming. This has been, again, the Truckee Tahoe Sierra Mountain Air Choral Group, and it's been a riot. Please do watch for them, and if you have any interest at all, if you think you might want to do this, please join them. Also, as always, we're always looking for your input or feedback for suggestions in future shows. We'd love to hear from you. We've been getting some input. We'd like a little more. So please write to us or call us here at the station. Again, thank you for joining us here on Truckee Talks.